Hi, I'm Professor Figgy, and this is Kids Lab. It was Sir Isaac Newton who observed that color is not necessarily inherent in an object. Rather, the surface of an object reflects some colors and absorbs all the rest, and our eyes only perceive the colors of light that are reflected. Color lies in a very small region of the electromagnetic spectrum called visible light. Your eyes work with your brain to translate that light into color based on the light's wavelengths. From longest to shortest wavelengths, the visible colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. This red cabbage, for instance, appears purple to us because the surface of the cabbage is reflecting the wavelengths we perceive as purple and absorbing all the rest. And the world is full of so many beautiful colors, so why not turn them into dyes for tie-dyeing? We're going to start by making our dye with some beautiful beets. Now, what you want to do is cut up whatever material you're using to dye, cut off our tops here, and then cut our beets into quarters. And you're going to blend them up with some hot water. And you want about 2 cups of whatever material you're using to 2 cups of water. We'll put our beets here into the blender, and then I'm going to go get some hot water. Okay, so I have my 2 cups of very hot water here. And before I blend, I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of salt. Okay, now you want to blend this up into a really nice slurry because you want to get as much of the beet juice out of the beets into your water. Wow, look at that beautiful pink slurry. Now, we want to take a strainer with a little bit of cheesecloth in it just to strain out our beet juice dye. And while you're pouring out your chopped up beets here, you can use a rubber spatula to squeeze out more of your dye. You can even pick up the sides of your cheesecloth here and squeeze out some of the juice with your hands. And once you have a good amount of the dye in your container, you're going to want to decant it into a simple squeeze bottle like this. So you use your funnel and add your dye to the squeeze bottle. Now, before you can start dyeing, we have to prepare our fabric. Here I'm using a 100% cotton white plain t-shirt, and I want to make a spiral pattern on the front of my t-shirt. So I'm going to use rubber bands like these, and where the rubber bands are, the fabric will stay white, and where the exposed fabric is that we place the dye on will show the color. And then once you're done putting your rubber bands onto your fabric, you're going to want to create a mordant bath, which is 16 cups of water in a pot with 1 cup of salt, and you want to simmer your shirt just like this in that pot, in that mordant, for about an hour. And during that time, the salt is going to treat the cotton fibers so they can absorb and hold the dye. So here I have my t-shirt that has been entirely treated with the mordant. After it simmers for an hour in your water and salt solution, you're going to want to take it out, rinse it under the sink for a little bit in cool water, and just wring out any of the excess water. And then you're ready to dye. And here we have 4 different colors. We have our pinkish red color we got from our beets. We have a purple color we got from some purple cabbage. We have a yellow color we got from turmeric. And we have a green color here that we got from spinach and parsley. So start adding dye into the sections of your t-shirt. And I've put a tray down with a baking wrap on top of it and some newspaper to absorb the extra dye as I'm dyeing. And be generous with this here. You really want to saturate your t-shirt so that it gets all of the color in it. We'll add some purple here, and then a little bit more of the red. And you want to keep colors next to one another that when they bleed together would form another nice color. When you put the yellow next to the red, for instance, where they bleed together, you'll get orange. So just think about how colors combine while you're mixing your dyes. And then we'll finish this here. Turn it over a little and just apply a little bit extra. You want to make sure that you've gotten all of your colors saturated in their sections here. A little bit more yellow over here. And then your fabulous purple. Now, once you've completely added your dye to your fabric, you're going to want to place it in just a zip top bag, simple bag like this. Let your extra dye drip off. You want to place it in the bag. You want to seal up your bag. You want to take this bag, put it on some paper towels or a microwave-safe plate, and put it in your microwave on high for 2 minutes to heat set the dye. Then once it's done, remove the bag from the microwave and let it sit overnight to let the dye set completely. So after my t-shirt sat overnight, I removed it from the bag, I cut off the rubber bands, I rinsed the shirt under cool water until the water ran clear, and then I just threw the shirt in the dryer. And this is what I got. Isn't this beautiful? Now, you have to realize that natural dyes will dry a little bit lighter than synthetic dyes that you might be used to with tie-dyeing, but I think it looks beautiful. And moving forward, you want to make sure that you just hand wash this with a gentle detergent so you're not removing any more of your dye. Now that you know the basics of tie-dyeing, you can experiment on your own. Try different colors and color combinations, and even different patterns. So let's review what we learned today. We know that color lies in a very small region of the electromagnetic spectrum called visible light. Different wavelengths of visible light are perceived by our eyes to be different colors. And the color of an object is based on the wavelength of light that it reflects back on us. That's all for today. Please share your tie-dye experiments with me on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to join me next time on Kids Lab.